Hello everyone, this is Randy here again. Another episode of Professional Farmer 2014. And we are playing on the American map from the Platinum DLC. And I'm going to see if I can get this combine back out of here somewheres. I finished off screen the beet harvest. Finished that entire field off, so that is all done. Ended up with 39,000 down there. Don't recall exactly what we started with there. I think we only made around 35,000, somewhere in there, I'm guessing. Guess I could go back and look at last episode, see what we started with, but... So yeah, definitely did not make that much money off the beet harvest, let's put it that way. Yeah, sure, why not? Why don't we fill it up and clean it up while we're right here? I had advanced the season one more time here, and we got, I just looked like Combine was riding on the fence there. Got some canola ready to harvest, so... Actually, I think everything's ready to harvest. We're just going to start with the canola, I guess. I believe it was last episode, well not last episode, last time we harvested, which would be a couple episodes ago, we purchased this larger header for the Combine. So we now have a massive header to go with our massive combine. If I remember correctly, I believe there's a field over there of canola, and we got one of the fields over here of canola. So I guess we'll start with the one over here. Yeah, it definitely is a little bit tricky driving this combine around the map. There's a lot of, trees and objects around the road, so... Okay, this one's grass. I think the one behind it then must be canola. Ah, yes, this one looks like it's the canola. Okay, we'll get this thing fired up. And away we go. So yeah, this one is, okay, this one is fully fertilized. Got all the fertilizer on it, that is good. .16 hectares. So yeah, fairly good sized field. Got, I think both these fields here are basically the same size. Got the grass one there, and this is the canola one. So needless to say, I was definitely a little bit disappointed in the beet harvest. I was hoping, with the way the potatoes worked out, we were making some pretty good money off that. I was hoping, the beets would be a similar price. Looks like they're definitely a lot less. Keep in mind too, the field we planted was basically twice the size as the potato field we had last time we did potatoes, so... And unfortunately, I kind of accidentally harvested, or hired a worker to harvest the potato field we had this season. Let's open the grain transporter. Still think it's funny, grain transporter. Okay, let's grab a tractor. Pretty much the tractor I use for everything now. And yep, I'm definitely hoping we can make quite a bit of money off our cows again. Got quite a bit of corn and grass planted, so kind of do what I did last season. That's what paid for our sugar beet harvester. I'm thinking maybe a bigger planter for next season. That's what I'm thinking. So next year we'll hopefully maybe have enough money for one of the bigger planters. Do not enter. Well, I wasn't planning on entering that. I'm just going to cut across my field here. Yeah, looks like there's another shop over here as well. I'm not sure if that other building there is something or not. Okay, that should be good. And yes, if I remember correctly, I think canola makes pretty good money, so I'm hoping for some good money off this. If I remember correctly, I think this field had canola on it when I bought it, and I pretty much made what I paid for it, so I think it was like 20 some odd thousand for this field if I remember correctly, and I think I made like 20 some odd thousand off the harvest of it, so at least if you got canola on it, hopefully it will pay for itself. Can't say that about all the crops, but at least for this field it's true. Or was, anyway. Yeah, this bigger header makes harvesting much easier too, or much quicker actually I should say. Not really easier, just a lot quicker. Gotta watch though, the combine does fill up a lot quicker now. Definitely have a lot of windmills on this map, I have to say that. It's a lot of windmills. One thing I'll have to say, I don't think there's too many windmills in my area that I know of where I live. Probably just not windy enough. There is, however, actually a place that actually makes windmill blades near where I work. You know, a lot of times they'll have them sitting outside, and yeah, those things are huge. I don't think you guys can really get a sense of the size of them. You know, you see them spinning up there. Don't look that big. Yeah, but wait till you actually see one laying on the ground. I'm not sure how long they are, but they are long. They got to be at least 50, somewhere between 50 and 100 feet, I'm guessing. Yeah, just look up there. It's like, it doesn't look like it's that big. But yeah, like I said, you see one laying on the ground, and they usually have a couple of them, you know, parked out there. They're working on. I don't know what they're out there for, but you usually have a couple of them laying around. And you see them laying there. It's like, wow, those things are huge. Oh, that's funny. I don't know if I have ever looked back here before or not. I'm not sure if I have. Interesting way of doing it. They just black it off, nothing to see in there. I think I just missed a little bit there. Oh well. This thing fills up quick. definitely wouldn't mind getting a bigger tipper. Might be about time to do that, maybe. Probably actually have the money for it. 45, I'm thinking I got the money for it if I want to. Oh yeah, someone did miss a little bit there. Oops. Kind of have like this funny line in the glass here. I'm not sure what that's about there. Kind of got that like bubbly appearance to it. Kind of see it up there too. Like, you can call that just like a streak of light across it, maybe. Like you need to wash your windows. It's almost like a watercolor effect, maybe if you're applying that to a painting or something, in a picture editor. Apply the watercolor effect. It's almost what it reminds me of there. And someone left a trailer in the way. Actually, I was hoping I'd be full by the time I reach this trailer, but okay. Guess not. We're pretty close. Let it get all the way full here. There we go. Michael was commenting on the last episode. He said he read on the Steam's forum that someone posted Playway canceled their contract with UIG. So there will be, no more Professional Farmer 2014. That begs the question to me, if they're working on Professional Farmer 2015, what's going to happen with that? If they are even working on a, Professional Farmer 2015 or a 2015 of some sort of agriculture series. I believe they previously had Acti Logic. That was for the Agriculture Simulator series. And then, Professional Farmer here, they went with Playway. So I'm not sure, what they're going to do next. Assuming they're going to do something. I would assume they would. You never know, though, I guess. Okay, we got 38% left to go. Okay. And I believe that tipper was full. Or at least close enough to it that we're going to have to empty it before we put more in it. Yeah, it's 95%. Okay, so we'll take and sell this. 19,000, almost 20,000 canola. Okay, we got 45,000. Let's see how much we make off this. I believe it'll probably be around 10 if I remember correctly. Maybe a little bit more. Oh, it's definitely a little bit more, that's for sure. For the 60, 62. Oh, actually almost, not quite 20. 17,000 we'll say. So yeah, canola, at least in my opinion, seems to be the cash crop. Peas isn't too bad either, if I remember correctly. I think peas and canola. Sugar beets, though, is definitely not a cash crop. And that will probably be the first and last time we do sugar beets, I'm thinking. I mean, I could probably make more off that field if I did canola than sugar beets. And it's a whole lot easier to do canola than it is sugar beets. Now, if it's like potatoes, get a fairly good amount of money off that. That's not so bad. I don't mind doing a lot of work if I get a lot of money for it, but a little bit of money for a lot of work, no thanks. We'll find something else to plant. So I say, it'd be nice if they'd actually give some information somewhere on what their actual prices are, behind the scenes. Hopefully that's something they'll implement in the next version, assuming there is one. And I would assume there would be or will be. Never know, maybe they'll wait a year, maybe they'll go to 2016. Yeah, it just seems to me that'd be kind of the smart thing to do. Unless, of course, they think they can release a fully functional game in 1 year. That's fine. Make sure it's fully functional, though. I think UIG has a history of releasing half-baked products a lot of the times. And you gotta kind of have to wait a couple patches before everything's working perfectly. Well, that's actually starting to get that way with a lot of games nowadays. And blame UIG for a lot of it. It's a lot of games are starting to kind of go that way. I think part of it too, games are just getting so complicated and hard to test everything that can be done in a game nowadays, especially when you release a lot of features in a game. And I'm sure the cost of making a game has gone way up too lately. Pretty much the cost of everything has, so I'm sure the cost of game development's gone up. And yeah, more bug testing you do, the more it's going to cost, so just release it to the public, let them do the bug testing, so to speak, and yeah. End up with kind of, like I said, a half-baked product. That's one thing if you release like a beta product, hey, let people know, hey, this is going to be beta, there's going to be problems, bugs in it. As long as people know that, but to actually release a game, hey, it's final version or whatever, and it's got bugs, that's kind of annoying. I'll have to say, though, Professional Farmer wasn't too bad. I mean, there was a couple, I won't say major bugs, but a couple bugs in there when it first came out. One that comes to mind was the fertilizer. And two, if you do play, Professional Farm, you pretty much have to have the American DLC, the Platinum DLC. I mean, without it, it's pretty much worthless. It definitely, extends and adds to the gameplay. And yes, I know they call it a DLC. I think technically it should be more like an update, not really a DLC. It's what the game should have been when it first came out. That's... yeah, let's just say that's what it should have been when it came out. You know, I can see them adding the DLC with all the extra equipment, but as far as everything else goes, probably should have been an update. Okay, we might actually get another full trailer off this yet. If I remember correctly, the last time I think I got 2 trailers, I'd like to say. Though it might have been a difference last time too, because obviously when I bought the field, it came planted. It did not have fertilizer on it. Or definitely, I would have to say, getting a lot more crop this time. I know I got 2 trailers last time. I just don't remember how full the second trailer was. The way I remember it anyway, I did not make a whole lot more off the field than what I paid for it, so I think the field is right around 20,000, and I remember making like a little over 20,000, so that's the way I remember it being. Yeah, this time, you know, we got the 100%, or well, it's close to 100% anyway. I don't remember if it actually was exactly 100%, but might have been 99 and some odd percentages there. We do have the, you know, pellet fertilizer. I think, or did I have? No, I think it's pellet fertilizer on this one. So that's what it looks like anyway. And then we had the solid crap on it. Able to finish the field? Something tells me no. We're going to have like a little bit left here. And nope, we are going to have a little bit left. Okay. Well, that's fine. We got another field of canola to harvest yet, if I remember correctly. So I'm pretty sure I put canola on both fields. Move that over the trailer a little more. I want to make sure I don't lose any of this. Okay, I think that fills that trailer up now again too, so that's good. Another $17,000. Yeehaw. Yeah, there are definitely a couple pieces of equipment I want to get yet. I want to get one of the larger sprayers, larger planter, and I do want to get the large potato harvester as well. Bigger combine, and probably 1 or 2 other tractors as well. So 13%, that is 676. I think that'll fit in that trailer. We'll check here. Or actually dump it in there, we'll check and make sure it'll fit. Okay, there's... oh yeah, we can easily fit it. Perfect. Okay, put the pipe in, and we'll head across the map here and go to the other field. Also, this season around, I have the grass and the corn ripe at the same time. Or I'm going to harvest them at the same time anyway. I know last year I had a lot of corn and grass, but I harvested the grass first. So when I went to do the corn, I didn't actually have enough grass to actually finish the corn harvest and get it all in the bunker there. And the same thing with the grass too. I actually ran out of corn before I got all the grass in the bunker, because I kept advancing the time so I could fit it all in the bunkers there. That's what paid for our sugar beet harvester. Okay, I believe this was canola as well. Yes, it is. Okay. And okay, we do have 100% on all the numbers there, or 99% at least anyway. How big was this field? 2. Oh, this one's bigger yet. 2.8. The last one was 2.1. 2.16, I believe it was. Slightly bigger field here. Now, when I bought this field, I don't remember what I had or what it had on it. I know it didn't pay for itself, so it cost me more than what I got off the harvest for it, because I don't remember what was on it again. I'm thinking it was wheat or barley, one of those two, because I think I had straw off it, if I remember correctly. Okay, we'll have to go empty the tipper. And yeah, hopefully I planted grass and corn somewhat evenly, so I have close to the same amount. I know I have a field of grass over here. I did not plant this field. It came up this way. I don't know, is it ready to harvest yet? It doesn't look like it. Not sure if I can harvest that or not. I'll have to find out, I guess. Yeah, I did not plant that field. That field came up that way. Kind of, testing just to see what would happen. Because they said if you just let the field sit, it will eventually come up in grass. So I think it took about 4 seasons for that to happen. 4 or 5, somewhere in there. Probably end up somewhere around 79 if I had to guess. Maybe we'll make 80. Oh, we might make 80. Oh, we did make 80. 80. Okay, $80,000. Excellent. Canola's definitely the way to go. Anyway, folks, I think with that, we'll call it an episode there. If you have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching, and till next time.